Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, hello.
How are we all?
Hey, Hayden.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Hey, Al. Nice trade, Ive. Thanks for sharing that. Good one to start the day. Or end the weekend for you. Sorry, end the week. Whether you take a trade again. It's a good one.
I think I got 2 on the German 40 today.
Oh yeah? There was some good
Yeah.
volume, wasn't there, in the morning?
Yeah. I think I was lucky enough to pick up the short and the long.
Oh yeah. So how much did we move here? We moved 75 pips. That was a excellent area for a rejection based on the 45 minute that Ivan shared. Oh no, wait, is it 30 minute? 15 minute?
No, 45.
It was 45, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, my zone's a little bit shorter. But
I touched it by a pip.
this one, this area, this is clearer on the 45. That rejection wick and that rejection wick, but then you've already got one rejection wick here, and this is a rejection wick. So normally this would be your zone, but you've already got a couple wicks into this area, so you can sort of see the edge of this zone, so that you can tighten it up to like where these wicks are. Just so pinpoint.
Nice. Thanks.
Really nice. There's Asian High as well. Afternoon, Tom. Welcome, mate. And Deb.
Hey, Tom. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hey guys,
Okay,
not sure if you can hear me.
I can.
Who let Tom in?
I'll
It's some kind of
mate.
screening process, Tom. What's going on?
He's passed.
I passed it. Finally.
I'll get kicked out.
He's been vetted appropriately.
Better watch out. I don't want to get kicked out.
Yeah, vetted, microchipped. He's all safe now. Vaccinated.
Fumigated.
Yeah.
Vaccinated. Had my shots.
Dust down for lice. Deliced.
Yeah.
Deloused.
All right. So
Thanks, guys.
we've got let's do a quick little rundown. So we've got 22 minutes. Is the music too loud? Hey Dan, it's time.
Afternoon.
Hey Glenn.
Hey, buddy.
All right. So let's start. Let's do top down. Let's start with full screen. So after such a heavy sell-off on this weekly chart, this was looking like a monster candle. The whole month is actually looking like a monster candle, and we pushed into. It's going to be a little bit messy because I've got so many data points here and lines. I'm gonna have to tidy this up a little bit. But monthly, you got all the monthly closes, and then what we did is we dipped into this wick, this monthly liquidity wick. So on the weekly, we've still got this no bottom wick candle on the weekly to contend with, but we moved down a whole lot here. On the daily, what we had is we've started to show a few little rejections from the downside, and we're starting to feel this imbalanced daily candle that just dropped down here. So because when it was heavy bearish, I actually did quite a lot of analysis on the zones below, so I'm actually quite comfortable with these areas below. So I've saved a lot of time by doing the analysis ahead of time, and then now I just need to, we've got the leftover liquidities as price was coming down. I've removed the ones that have been retested appropriately, but then I've left the ones that haven't been retested. Of course, there's always a chance you miss something, so it's good to go over your work a lot. However, I think I've got most of the pertinent points that I wanted to keep. Of course, I will just keep on looking as well, just to make sure I didn't miss any. If we go down to the H4, whoops, H4, what we can see is we don't really have much of in the way of like, we don't have really easy ones to look at. Easy ones are things like this, where you've got like a clear break of the candle to the left and then drop, clear break of the candle to the left and then drop. So all these other ones we're just making lower highs. So we'd have to go to a lower time frame because we don't really have as simple of a job here. Okay, we need to do the same thing on the way up as well, but we also need to look at the candles as they were pushing down over here, because we know that any resistance is created can become supports on the way back up. 3 hour. There's not much to do on the 4 hour now. And then when we go back, we've got to go back a long way to see anything. So it's actually been quite time consuming to have gone back and studied the price action, especially when we're dropped through this zone over here, simply because we've got to go back 6 months to find the data. So you've got to like replay it all, cut it off, and then do your analysis and come back and check, see how candles were. So I quite like it when it moves amongst recent price action. I get this question a lot, is like, how far back do I go? And the thing is that you want to go back to the most recent price action. So it's an open question, really. If recent price action is nearby, you only have to go back nearby. If it's a long way back, you've got to go a long way back. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It's a pain when you've got to go a long way back because it takes time. It's just annoying. But this is what you got to do. Okay, 3 hours. So now we can start to see on the 3 hour time frame. Now you're starting to see these color boxes. Hey, Alan, how are you? You're starting to see these colored boxes, and these are our sessions, highs and lows. You can't see the Europe session, Europe open yet, until I go to the 2 hour or less. But what it does give me, it gives me a little bit more detail here. So I actually do have a liquidity candle right here. So, and this one, this is the zone from that one. So you can see like we've just tapped into it just a little bit, and we're just holding price up. I won't draw one of these boxes on it, which is my GAN box, this purple and blue one. I don't draw that on that because that candle is in the Asian session. So I don't really want to use this one. Well, this one's in, actually, we'll now look at it. It's in the last hour of Asian session, and then this is the mostly London, pre-London, the Europe Open. So I need to look at this one on a lower time frame to investigate this wick a little bit further. Okay, so that's the only thing I see really here. Above it, this point, this is the Asian session high, and then it's also like a 12-hour candle, no top wick. So I've put a little note over there for that one to keep myself a little bit organized. Let's go to the 2 hour chart. 2 hour chart now, this looks a little bit different. So this candle actually is still encompassing Europe open. I've got a little bit of a gap up here, which is a bit interesting. We don't really know what happened inside of this gap. I believe this could be an actual London session, New York session support. So I quite like that zone as a liquidity zone. Of course, this is that resistance that we're currently at. Now, if we can close above there, then this resistance can become a support. Let's go to 1 hour. I can hear German hearing me talk and then thinking, oh, this guy's going to go for a coffee at some stage. We'll move when he goes.
Just done a really quick buy.
Yeah, I saw it like moving, tempting people to jump in. Okay, so this is Yeah, look at this candle. This is your hour candle. This is your. Now we're starting to see a bit more detail into how the Europe session opened. Europe did a little buy to sell. So I kind of like this zone, but I like this zone above it better. We've got a New York high right above it. Yeah, I see the YouTube bot just did it. Thanks, Al. Yeah, it just popped up with the. Oh yeah, well, whilst I'm there, if you guys are, there's not many viewers at the moment, but if you can, give it a bit of a like. I'd really appreciate it. All right, so yeah, we're definitely pushing up. So I think we can just go with the momentum. I'm not sure if I want to take. We'll see what's nearby if I want to take a breakout. But I think if we can, depends how this is going to close in the next 14 minutes. But we potentially could see another 30 pips upside. Maybe this is a breakout candidate. Let's go 45 minutes. Let's look over to the left. So this is where that support begins. That's a rejection wick. There's another little rejection doji. And then we did a little buy to sell. And then we sat on there, we dropped. So I really actually like this area. Hey, thanks Daniel. Enjoy the footy, mate. I'm assuming you got down there all right? You were ready? Ready to cut loose? Nice work. Okay, and then above this area, we've got a lovely liquidity pool. So this is where I think we might be able to get to at least. Maybe we can target 15,460 for a push. Might not be a straight move up because we've got a few little liquidity points, but maybe this is where we could be pushing to before we have a little retrace. All right. So we're struggling at this zone. We just need to clear this little area. So I might just mark that here. So this is right. This is the break of that candle. If we can break that candle high, we can, and if we don't have like a strong rejection, if we're breaking that high again, then we can push. We can push a bit further. So let's have a look now at how this move started. We retested Ives level, and then we pushed up. This on the 1 hour. I feel like we should be coming back to this level at some stage today. So
there was one manipulation on the 1 minute, and it was perfectly retested.
At this one? Okay. Well.
No, if you go on the 1 minute.
I'll go. I just want to go to the. Oh yeah, I'll go. Okay. Yeah.
No. Like in the Euro session.
Oh, now?
Yeah, this part.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, little buy. Sold off, broke it. Little resistance created. Retested. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think I want to see at some stage either push, sell off, or come back to this area as well. Let's go 30 minute. We'll keep on going our journey through the time frames. We've got EMU CPI, 2 hours 10 minutes. Yeah, I haven't checked the news yet. But I definitely think we can see 15,460, and I think for breakouts we can definitely see at least 15,426. Then I wonder if it's going to sell off back down to at least this H1 no bottom wick. Yeah, I really like the zone that you got there, Mark, Mo. That was from this high on the 45 to the open of this candle. You got like that little gap where price just broke it and then retested it.
Is it too much to ask? For example, if London opens up, and can it, like, in your opinion, can it go all the way to the downside to actually touch this zone or any sort of point of or zone of interest in this area before continuation to our targets to the upside?
If it does that, then I'd say the daily's probably going to go. If it came all the way back there and then started going up, we're going to have a hell of a push up. If it comes down to here and then goes up and leaving some leftover liquidity, then we might see a sell-off in New York. Pending fundamentals, probably.
That's 100 pips to the downside, price coming downside.
All the way down to here, yeah. Once it goes that far, I'd feel like if it's going all that way down now to grab that liquidity, I say we're probably still going down. Whereas I think if we want to get if they're leaving liquidity to the top side, we might come back and pick up, like, there will be lower time frame, maybe like trend line liquidity that it could sweep to do that move. And then if something happens in New York, because the thing is today as well, this is the last trading day of the month and a Friday. So we're not really sure if they're going to leave a nice healthy wick on the higher time frame to fill next week, or close down near the lows again. So we could see some wild moves. But yeah, like, think about these London sessions that we see. 85 pips, 100 pips, 121 pips. This was a big one. This was 200, I think. No, 170 pips. Yeah, 200 to the bottom. Sorry, I remember that day. So we're normally moving around 100 pips, 120, sometimes smaller, sometimes larger. So if I think there's a 120 pip move with this momentum and leftover liquidity upside, I'm not sure if we can move 120 pips up from here. That would just be so much liquidity pulled. Hey, Manny. But if we can pull back a little bit and then push up, then that would be, that would be a nice range. And then New York can sell off. Oh yeah, and a quarter too. Yeah, I forgot about that. Quarter 4 starts next Monday. All right, so that's 30-minute. Clear zones, 15-minute. Oh, we gapped up here from that candle. Let's have a look at this. Oop, didn't mean to move that one. Little doji, come back. Yeah, I think I'd like to see it come back and pick that up. Let's check the 5-minute. Liquidity wick. Oh, look at this. Another one. Resistance, resistance, rejection. So couldn't, this is so nice to see. Lower than the wick to the left. So that area, that is a resistance created.
Opening 1 minute of German is quite a nice model too.
Yeah, that's what Ivan was pointing out over here. That was really good, really well, nicely spotted. 3 minutes. Yeah, if we can close underneath this area, then I think that H1 bottom wick is in target for sure. So I'm going to put that little zone in with a little idea here. Change the color just so I can keep an eye on it.
Gold's had a nice little push too.
Oh yeah. What
Back
price
up
is
near 1870.
what price is gold at?
1870 thereabouts.
$18.70. Oh, that's a bit of a pullback, huh? Okay. All right. I think we're done with our time frames. Yeah, I think London's going to blast. Me too. A blast into these areas. I think it's got like a 30 pip move. 35 pip move. And then I think it might stall a little bit. I think 15,460 is the daily target, daily high. London high. But we'll see. It's a lot to project forward that far. There's a lot of levels that it's got to contend with. But we're just being bullish. If London can be bullish, New York's going to give us potentially an easy one. Oh, you're looking to sell 1874? Yeah, I think I saw that on the... That's like where we started to drop from, isn't it, on gold? That's like a nice little order block. A couple rejection wicks around there. Yeah, I like the 74 area. The resistance, to me, was created at 74.82 on gold. So we've got a nice, beautiful, clean candle to fill up to at least 1872.5. Yeah. There's a nice little easy range on gold. All right, we've got 2 minutes, 15 seconds. I'm just gonna... This is that little gap from the Asian session, and there's also the New York low. Can we pull back as a little support? I wonder if London has a candle that does this from the start. Like it will wick down, grab this liquidity, then blast up to here, and then it will stall like it did yesterday. We'll get a few, candles like this, and then we might do a pullback, and then we can go back up again. So I wonder if I'm gonna probably execute on that idea. Let me draw it so I can try to visualize it a bit. So pullback, up, something like that. So I don't want to take breakout buys. I want to take advantage of a pullback up, because that will give me a nice easy, that's a 50 pip move right there. Targeting, yeah. Sounds good. I'm gonna execute on that idea. So I'll take a buy if we can get like a little rejection. Targeting there. So we've got 10 seconds. Make sure your lot sizes are correct for indices. Okay. Come on. Drop a bit more. Drop a bit more. Drop a bit more. Come on. Come on. Don't do this. Drop. One more push down and then a push up. I think I might have, yeah, I think I did the wrong thing. I'm wondering if I picked the wrong level to target. Because what I think I might have done is I was looking at this or this. I think maybe I should have been looking at this.
Be careful with the buys right now. 1 minute negation already happened there.
Oh yeah. Is it forming resistance from the upside? What time frame? 1 minute. Let's have a look. Not yet. Dangerous candle, but not yet. Come on, just break this high, blast to our target. Come on. Once we can clear this zone, it's a pop. It's a real pop. Come on. Break that high. Yes, sir. Oh, come on. So I broke the high of that candle, so that negates that candle, doesn't it? That 1 minute. Whatever was happening on the 1 minutes. 3 minute close, nice. Just be careful that, because this is still a 3 minute doji, that we don't come back to these lows again. So if you're in this, you can tighten your stop loss to this doji because you don't want it to be breaking that low. If you executed, I realized I had my eyes on the wrong zone. When you've got, so I was looking at the support and you had the resistance right here, so I had to quickly adapt to that. Now, from this zone, because this is the same move it did yesterday, it's moved from these lows up 25 pips. Tricky zone, this gap. I'm hoping it can push up to at least another 25 from here. $15's looking good. Just need to find that. Just need to break through this this supply area. This is a bit of supply. Once we can break through it, the demand outweighs it, and we look for more. Hopefully, it can at least get to this level. Or will it come down to the actual support and then go? If you're in from down here, don't let it become a losing trade. That's for sure, because it will give you second setups. What's a little bit sketchy is see how like the move, it did a pullback with the London Open, and then it got to a level and it stalled. It did the pullback and now it got to this level and it's been stalling. The price, the movement makes sense. The levels though, just in case there are errors, don't let these, if you took that, don't let this become a losing trade. This 3 minute closes doji, it could easily come back and take that low. There was a question mark whether this was the resistance or this was the support. So we really want this, if this support is actually breaking, this resistance has turned to support, and if this one's not holding, then we could be going, this could be a buy to sell. have a little look what's happening around the grounds. Gold's pulled back, 70, 1870. Oh no, sorry, you're looking at 74. Yeah, I don't. It's not for me. Not for me for the sell just yet. You had confirmation of resistance, so after this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Not for me. Go on, sorry.
Basically, to target the low of the doji, so basically that's the target.
Oh, okay, yeah. If that moves, yeah, sure. If it's forming a resistance and a confirmation of resistance above a doji, then it's likely it will come back to like the lows of the doji. Yeah, I can, and that's like 20 odd pips. That makes sense, Mo.
Yeah.
Okay, when it gets down to here, this is not an impulsive entry. I want to see a bit of a confirmation anticipation style. We've got no bottom wick here. Yeah, there was many.
We've just filled a 15-minute imbalance there, Hayden.
15 minutes.
On the 26th of September.
Oh,
On the 15th.
yeah, this was this is what that red area is. So let's take that.
That's probably a better description.
Yeah, I like the top of that zone because it's in that area you're talking about happened in the Asian session. So it's price action within the Asian session, but I prefer to use the high for a total before it really can reverse.
That move up to create that high, that was in New York, and then it just filled a fair value gap from New York. Kind of a double bottom, but not quite.
On the 26th of September?
The 25th. So the 25th, New York pulled back.
This bit here.
Filled that gap, pulled back up, then pushed down.
Yeah, you're talking about this zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole move got wiped out starting at that candle.
Mm-hmm. If we're pushing through this area, I would say we can get to this top bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still liking this area because this started with a euro imbalance push.
Yeah.
I'm liking this zone still.
I think I like your yellow line better
Down here, New York.
for my own entries, yeah.
Okay.
Like to see that imbalance taken out. Still got.
Here we go.
Still got this here as well.
Yeah, UK's just hit it. Just gone up.
Yeah. Took the high, came back and had to retest the bottom bit of this 3-minute doge. If this candle can close like this, which it is 3-minute engulfing, this is now looking like it's going to just give a straight push. It's just got to clear this little zone. Once we can clear there, another 20 pips to the upside. Come on. Who's in this move?
No, I am.
Good job.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Good job, Simon.
No, it's
Simon,
coming back the
well.
other way. Yeah. So
I'll
coming down there
I'm
again.
bearish on this.
What's that?
I'm bearish. I'm just waiting for the reversal
Sure.
or reaction. Reaction.
Yeah, let's hopefully get the reaction from up here then.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to get in on the UK and on the DAX.
Oh yeah. Oh, you got two going. Holy.
Yeah.
Good job. Al's in. Good. Come on, German.
It is a nice routing bottom, isn't it, on the 15? Beautiful. Inverse head and shoulders and current move.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Come on,
You can
baby.
do it. Another 10.
What's your top target? Does it say there, Hayden?
15,426. Oh, the top one?
Yeah.
R1.
15,450,
Okay.
more or less. 15,456.
R1's up there, Hayden.
Yeah, I've got 15 for 60.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if the pivot R1's there must be like a little magnet then, shouldn't it? We come up this high. Come on, 4 more pips. Oh, come on. When it's getting that close, if you're securing right now, then, you know, on a Friday, absolutely do it. Correctly anticipated the move, correctly anticipated, not having to take breakout, but getting advantage of the pullback. Price stalled a bit because this is definitely a zone. So it just took time to eat through the orders. Now that it's pushing up, we can clear the board. We're quite bullish in the market. For the sake of 4 pips, if you're in a 30 pip plus trade and your risk reward is positive and you want to secure partials, absolutely lock them in, clear some mental margin. So close, come on, one more. I'm gonna call that a win, boys and girls.
From where did you pull the trigger? Hayden?
This one, when it came back down over here. So when I said that I think I made a mistake for this initial area, when I said that instead I was looking at this as a support or this as a support, what I was doing, I was like, I realized that this is a resistance.
Yeah.
So you gotta had
I
to
caught
change.
in that zone that candle went down to. But I jumped in too early. I jumped in when it started to move instead of waiting till it came down to that zone.
Jumped in over here somewhere.
Just to the right. So where that, about midway through that first bullish candle.
First bullish candle.
Yeah. Sorry, bearish.
Oh, about
That
here.
Yeah. So I jumped in there instead of waiting till it came down to the zone.
Okay.
I mean, where did you put your stop loss on that trade? If you enter there on that candle,
Yeah, good question. Actually.
I put my stop loss at the zone,
which zone?
just below the zone.
This one or the red one?
Yeah, just below. No, just below where that grey area is.
Okay. Tricky area put in there. That's risky.
Yeah.
I mean,
learning curve.
depends if you saw this as a resistance. You could put under there, but if you see this as a support as well, it could come to there. But entering in too high in the move.
It's low a bit. I just had a zone drawn in for that top area.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think with the patience side of things, entering in very high in the move or not waiting for it to hit the zones. This is where it's so perfect for the zone work, is that you really don't want to do it unless it's at the zone. And now, if you're entering above the zone, you're just increasing. Depending if I know you're using percentage, but like your risk reward is just so much less than it needs to be.
Yeah. Yep.
Beautiful, guys. That was a good one. That was a good move. Just a little mistake with that area where there was a support, where there was a resistance. Other than that, the actual move of break the high, pull back, and then extend the move. This is something that's very common with this London session, like the London Open. We did the exact same thing yesterday. So let's have a look at that. This one here. Oh, no, sorry. Remember the sells? It was price. Even when I did the review, I was like, this is your Asian low right here. So do I want to take breakout sells? If I did, I'm good for maybe 15 pips. But how I can increase that 15 pips was actually just trying to see if it will break the low, come back, and then go down. Or wait for it to actually get to a much better level, which was this resistance here. And then, you know, we were lucky enough to manage to get in like basically there. Lucky enough. So we fluked it again. This whole month's been a bunch of flukes. Holy, what's going on, Peter?
Yeah.
Your fitball exploded. So excited, you must have been bouncing.
I've had that.
Are you alone?
Yes, I am alone.
You sure you haven't got the missus in there with you?
Yeah. Ivan,
What are you doing on that fitball?
entered on
One
the...
minute I'm sitting here ready to trade, the next minute I'm on the floor.
Ivan entered on the pullback, and your mouse, when you're pulling the TP released just at the price. Oh no. entered. So you entered like a buy, and then you lifted your TP, but it let go. The mouse let go of it, and it took it. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bloody hell.
I had to update my mouse. Remember I was having those mouse issues because I was doing those double clicks? That's what was happening to me.
You're using a gaming mouse, Hayden.
Nah, I've just got a Logitech mouse. I used to, I was using those Microsoft mouse. Oh, gapped up.
Now she's pushing.
I was
Yeah,
using
my German 40 just took profit. The UK is still in.
Oh, congrats, mate. Well done, mate. Okay, so looks like we've all got some decent moves here. Peter's even had a football explode. What a Friday.
At least didn't send you across the room, Pete.
Sarah Peter Pants. Gosh.
So what do you reckon the move is after this? It's just going to go ranging for a while and then come down to take that low?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think so. We could just, there's a lot of momentum here. I'm not, like, it's, what changes things now is this whole zone, how much liquidity there was picked up inside of this. That I think that this is a strong area, and I think maybe this could be, depends if their mind is to go again. If their idea is to go again, then they'll pull back first and then they'll go up. If their idea is just to get to the target now, we may then see just steady, see that whole move retraced. Depends what we see here if it consolidates. If it consolidates without pushing, then I say we're going to have a drop. Let's have a look at the 1 hours now. Let's go back over here. So you like, if we've taken, this is the New York high now. Oh no, wait, we're not the New York high. Well, we have taken the New York. Let me clear my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, see how exact things are? This is the New York high.
On the money.
So it's taken that. So now they need to decide, do they come back? We need to actually look at what will tell us, give us a better clue, is look at the lower time frames, not so low, but look at how this moved up, and let's see if they left behind liquidity. If they left behind liquidity and their idea is to keep on going bullish, then they might come back from, this is a decent area for them to come back from. If we're going to keep on pushing up, there's a nice batch of liquidity. You've got to say this is a beautiful area to be targeting. All of these rejection wicks, plus an area where there is, that was a liquidity grab. So to me, this is a destination. Now it just means, do they want to take that now? Or did they leave liquidity on the way up so that they can come back? There'll be impulsive buyers that might jump in here, breaking the high to keep on going up. If that's the case and they see something like that, then maybe it can be a good chance for them to pull back to an area that they may have left behind before then going up again and just maximizing this move. But I would say all New York highs are going to be sessions that areas you want to look at very closely. And as price moved up to that, it moved pretty cleanly, like how it pushed up and then it gathered all the liquidity before we had that push. There is some liquidity left behind in Euro and even the time before Germany opened. So that's what makes me think that we can pull back. But we didn't really get any real no wick candles apart from this one. But that was because it came back and it already picked up the liquidity from under here. So this is already a retest. I don't feel like this is they've left stuff behind. Maybe this one they can come back to on the 1 minutes, but when you get to these lower time frames, there's a little bit too much information where it's hard to decide the quality. That's why I like the 3 minute.
Well, I'm sitting on the 5 minute and that last candle just...
Yeah, it's plummeting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was your take profit. You see how the pathway is pretty much playing out. It was just the question, that one, where I reassessed pretty quickly when it was rejecting from here, where I made the mistake. The time I realized I had made that mistake, my entry was at
from the doji, or because of those other two candles?
Because of these candles over here. These ones.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
okay.
not that one. That one.
Yeah.
That was when it was pausing, because it broke the high to the left and closed underneath. Okay.
Yeah.
This one broke.
I think that's where I drew my zone in.
Yeah, that's right then. Yeah, this one here broke the high to the left, but it closed higher, so don't count that one. Then this one here broke the high to the left, and then closed bearish. This one here didn't break the high, so the two that you're using this is number 1, and this one's number 2. So this is now a resistance. This is a resistance created, and then you've got a support created just here as well. And that was the initial area that I was like, that's what my eyes saw that first. But what you got to do is you got to look above the candles and below the candles, and you got to, I was quick enough that I can say I think I've got a mistake here. My entry though was late. My entry was 90.1. 90.1. Yeah, 90.1. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at that number. My entry was here, right there, when it was sort of bouncing.
Oh, so you took the entry on this candle right here, the doji candle.
This one here. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you took it right here when it broke this low and started to flip.
Nah, this is where I was thought this one here. It was inside of this. When I said I made the mistake, I jumped into it.
And you held the drawdown like all the way
Yeah.
to the.
Yeah, I was pretty confident with it. If we're closing below that wick, I can close.
Okay.
Yeah. But like this is my zone, so obviously my risk reward is definitely wasn't very good, but I was using fixed lots anyway. So I was even using, that was like 20. I wasn't really looking at where the risk reward was, to be honest. I was just thinking that in my mind, stop loss was still originally underneath this area, which was planned. And if I'm closing underneath this guy, then I'll cut it here anyway.
Yeah, because I was paying attention, but I don't know if it's like I have a low connection, but on the 1 minute, can you go to the
Yep.
1 minute?
My entry wasn't
so
very good, as in because it would have been, entry would have been precise if I got in here on that one. By the time I realized I'd made the mistake, prices already, already came back. And then what time I got in, I think it jumped, and then obviously my spread puts it in a pip higher. Sorry, Mo, go on. About the 1 minutes.
Yeah, the one I tried to get in on this candle right here, but in my terminal, like price jumped from here all the way to here in just one shot. So I couldn't grab any reasonable order to put my stop loss like below this wick right here somewhere.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I just had to let the idea go. So in your opinion, like, can this candle really be an entry when we had the rejection like a little bit superior to this one right here? Can we go on is it still like some sort of an anticipation entry if we go in on this little bearish candle or not? Or
Yeah, you could. That's a really scary one to enter though. That would be a really scary one because it's so bearish looking. If you had like full confidence in that this was that support area, then yeah, your job is to enter as close to that support as you possibly could. And if that's down here, that's as close as your support will be. So you're keeping your risk below, but that's hard to pull the trigger on that one. You'd want it to be like breaking these highs.
Yeah.
But as you said, it jumped and didn't give you opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Did you catch any late sales yesterday from gold?
On gold, I didn't get the drop. I got I took after this one, I was looking for sells from here, and so I missed the buy. As in I put a buy limit in with the news, and it actually hit my entry, but didn't trigger me in, which is annoying. I'll show you the picture I sent.
Right, frustrating actually to see gold moving so late, like two consecutive days moving like after 11 a.m. or so.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there where I had my buy limit. Yesterday's news.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that was 1.3 pips below,
Crazy.
which is my usual spread, but with news it must have been obviously the spread was higher. The spread must have been like 2 pips or something, but it never triggered. Absolutely gutted. So that was here, and then it's in that zone revision video that I did. Then took sells from 79.5 back down into the buys because this was my zone, and I was looking for sells from 78 because of, I think it was 3 minutes, or was it 1 minute? 1 minute. I was looking for sells from this candle. So I really wanted to see that buy. Well, it got to this area, so I'm going to close that one there. And then I wanted to see this push up to this area so that I can get sells and hold those sells. But price didn't give it. And after that, I was exhausted. So then it broke down and kept on going, but I couldn't stay there all day. This move was coming too late. But beautiful move.
We were also looking for a sell, but that upside here.
This one here that took you out.
And here we were looking for sell, but that doji candle high wasn't taken out, so that's why I didn't took that entry. And then afterward we took entry here, and I think here.
Oh, you got that one there. Yeah, nice one. I saw I was watching a bit of your session you uploaded afterwards to YouTube.
But I think Rob got the entry on this candle here.
Oh yeah.
The price. Yeah. I think he posted that thing on the Discord.
Nice. Let's have a look.
I think this was the actual entry. This one.
Sorry. Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay.
This one. This was a negation happened here, and then afterward this came back to retest that. Because we were targeting that 1870 and this 1867 at least, because 1870 was the weekly imbalance candle, and 1867 was a 4-hour imbalance candle.
Yeah, there's some beautiful zones here, nice large gaps. I really like this 63 area. It really just plummeted from there. I did take a little sell late when I was sitting on the couch from over here. This
I was looking at this thing, but it's just I don't wanna over trade here. You can clearly see what happened here after tapping that area. We did the negation thing and price broke that high, and then afterward we pushed to the. There are a couple of imbalance candles are here.
Yeah, I took it. The sell that I took was after this candle. This is where I took that sell from. Rejecting off the 65, back down to fill that imbalance. So that was like a little 20 pip move. Playing the range at that stage. Now, then I realized, what am I doing here? What am I trying to seek out of doing this? I was just bored at that time, and then seeing price move so far down. 3 minutes. I'm gonna go get a coffee. Actually, I'm not in anything now, so maybe then it can continue to push to 460, and then we can plan something else. Or price can come back down. If we can push here and then we can get a setup, then we can try trade this part of the move. But maybe it'll be happening after here. What was that, mate?
Coffee pullback.
Coffee pullback, yeah. Dave, I sent you the link, buddy. I see you in the YouTube if you wanted to join the Zoom. You guys got any more questions about this before I go grab the coffee? Do you guys understand the move or starting to sense the moves? See how like this was, there was no fluke there, was it? That was just playing the probability.
Yeah. Can we leave the chat on 1 minute?
Yep. I'll leave it there. I'll go grab a coffee. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there you go, Dave. Remember, mate. Remember, next time you're on a phone call. All right, I'll be back, guys. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
So no, I did took the sell here. You're talking about that sell. Yes, I was waiting for price to break this thing. Price haven't broke that thing. I closed some partial here, and then after a price came back to the upside to took out me because I was waiting. This was a 1 minute. 1 second. That was that was a 1 minute
entry, right?
Yeah. There was an entry. Just give me a second.
Oh, we can't hear you actually.
Sorry, I was on call. Okay, so here I took the entry on this candle, and this price took out that this was a 5 minute or 3 minute imbalance candle. Single doji candle was there. Price took out that high, and then afterward when I get like this kind of candle formation, I took the sell there, anticipating if price able to break that low, then we could have just continue pushing downside, but price did not break that low, so I closed some partial here and my runner got stopped out afterward.
And
because this was
any buy after it?
No, I wasn't looking for buys. I was only looking for sell. And I don't like taking breakout entry, this kind of breakout entry.
Yeah.
Either I wanna be part of that trade from the bottom side, or otherwise I don't wanna take a long at the breakout area, because most of the time this thing fell, like a price just pushed to the little bit higher and then come back. Like this one, if you look at on the 15 minute, this one is price took out the previous 15 minute high and now we are dropping, and previous 15 minute was just like a doji candle.
Yeah.
So a lot of people could have taken that reversal like on 15 minute that they wanna take a sell, and they usually put their stop loss above that 15 minute high. So price again came back to the upside, taken out that 15 minute high, and now we are dropping to the downside to take out the maybe 15 minute low.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're doing your sessions on what is it, XAU USD?
Yeah.
Is that just gold? Because I don't have.
Yeah. Just gold. Yeah, just gold.
Okay. Because I was looking at it last night and I was trying to find it on my list in smart charts, and I was like, I can't find that.
XAU USD. So gold, you can either search it gold or XAU USD, and also on TradingView use a feed Forex.com one feed. You can see this one is a paper stone one. So instead of that, use a Forex.com one.
What's the preferred broker for TradingView?
So on Forex.com we have a different 4-hour chart. Every the liquidity provider or broker, you can say, has a different opening time. So you will see different 4-hour candles on different liquidity provider. On Paperstone you will see a little bit different 4-hour chart, and maybe on other I usually use Forex.com one. On that it has a little bit different chart on 4-hour at least. Just stick to the one chart, whichever you like.
Yeah. Windows pretty close to smart charts.
I'm using. I find that there's a lot more indicators on TradingView. So I'm still putting orders and stuff in on smart charts, but I'm using TradingView to look at everything and use the indicators on there.
Okay. Well, you can lock all your drawing tools on TradingView, where you can't lock them on smart charts. Every time you move about the screen, you'll grab your horizontal lines or your boxes and everything distorts. So at least on TradingView, you can actually lock them so that they don't move.
Oh, yeah. Plus, some of the indicators just aren't there on smart charts.
Yeah, it's up to you how many indicators you do or don't want to use, but yeah, they're not as, they are a lot better on TradingView.
Yeah, just use the smart chart for the order execution. Everything analysis you can do it on the TradingView. And we got a lot of indicators available for the TradingView.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment.
And you can even find it in the indicator section. Jim already created indicator for this strategy. You can just go to that video also. Jim created that video, so you can watch it later on to understand how to use that.
I looked at that indicator and I asked in the chat where everyone found it because I couldn't. And then I saw the link in the chat, so I went and grabbed it and I put it on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with this strategy, you at least gonna take like at least 1 to 2 months to understand each and everything, and then probably you can increase your lot size afterward.
What a push on gold. Are you keeping an eye on gold action?
Not in the learner session. Usually I just only looking at the NY session.
Oh, got all the way back up. Yeah, this is a nice area. This is that.
Like NY session.
Yeah. Normally, I mean, look at like London sucks normally.
Yeah.
But
straight out of the Asian 50%.
Yeah.
Got straight up.
It's been like August was awful for gold because of like I think it was the summer slums for it. German was great, but gold, August and most of September was just freaking awful. So, but we're starting to get that volatility back. It's like look at this 30 minute was it? Yeah, 30 minute. There we go. This candle here.
Hello, Tinky.
The dog's there. Is
Oh, sorry. Yeah, she is. Come on.
I didn't think myself before, so the dog was barking at someone going past the point.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realise it. I've switched computers, so my one was getting a bit hot.
Yeah, right now Sarah is swimming in the pips right now.
Yeah.
Gold buys, German buy.
Oh, what about those
Gold
oil? Hey, what happened to your oil? I saw oil drop like.
Yeah, I think I got 540 pips in the end.
Nice. That was
Wow.
That was a massive move. It's like 700 pips, wasn't it, from down here?
Yeah.
Did you take that in your personal as well?
I took it on my funded.
Ah, good job.
Crazy move.
Did you use BBO for the actual entry, or you did your own entry?
No, I got in at the double bottom, right at the bottom.
God, good on ya.
On the 5 minute.
Well done.
Sniper entry.
Yeah, it took. I had to be fair. I had a couple of false starts on it, so I took a couple of losses before I got the big move.
It's alright. Trust your bias.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm learning. Whereas before, I would have just taken it once and gone, "Oh, I've lost. Okay, move on to the next chart."
Yeah. That's not the way to do it, is it?
No.
I think Sarah is doing some insider trading. She got some call from some higher institutes. They already just told her that the oil is going upside. Sarah was just looking for buys. That's why.
Yeah, so direct line with Putin, isn't she?
I'm keeping an eye on it at the moment because it's dropped again.
Good one. Well, I think we did well. Well, in terms of execution, my execution wasn't very good. But in terms of planning and German playing ball, think it did a very good job. Pretty much followed exactly this pathway, didn't it? Obviously a little bit differences, but the idea was there.
What have we got a session tomorrow, Hayden?
Oh yeah, we do too. Yeah.
What time is it? One's got rugby. So.
What time's rugby?
10, I think. 10 to 11.
10 to 11. Do you need to leave early?
About 15 minutes before.
Okay. What about 8 o'clock? I mean, I can just see my partner be like, 8 o'clock on a Saturday?
I don't mind.
You'll be up at 8 o'clock on a Saturday from now on, mate.
I'm up. We usually can't sleep. We're so used to waking up early. Why don't we do...
Yeah, that'll change.
8 o'clock will be a lie-in when the baby comes.
What about 8:30? How about we do study session 8:30 tomorrow, UK time?
Perfect.
I gotta figure out what time that is.
That's going to be 5:30. Oops, not a P.
Yeah, that's alright.
8:30 a.m. UK. 5:30 p.m. Sydney.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, now we're coming back down to this area. Let's gather the liquidity. It's left liquidity behind. We didn't quite tap into this area, so I think this is just a friendly pullback. But I'm not looking at this swing low now. People will be putting swing low stop losses like here.
Yep.
I mean, technically it is a support, so it could retest that area. And it depends on how deep this wants to go. It could actually stop here.
You still treat these as your structure too, Hayden?
Yeah.
Or you're just more playing the wicks?
Nah, or what I started doing is like I realized when I was doing structure, the thing that has changed is that I was doing this as structure 1 and this is structure 2, and then what I was missing a little bit of information in these wicks.
Yeah.
Here and here. So I treat this as structure that I know that if we close inside of this, then we're going to the bottom. Because if we're closing underneath these wicks, we're going to these wicks. So that's what I did change.
Classify the top of structure 1, the my run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it broke bit high, or was that just fake out so that's still part of the same structure?
It's just not a very clear one. Like it did push from here to make a high, but then this one here, like it wicked higher, and then this one just took the wick and then pushed down. So this is a bit of a dodgy one.
Yeah.
But this one and this one is more clear for me.
Sure, yeah.
And the way that I was doing the structure was I was using the candle bodies, and I was saying that, you know, sometimes I think what is nicer now is like, because I was saying like it's either going to bounce from the top of the structure or it's going to bounce from the bottom of the structure. It depends on if it closes inside of it or not. And now I realized like it was hard to then say, well, you kind of got to wait for it to close before you know. Now what I've actually started to utilize a bit more is then say, well, if this is the structure, I'm actually looking at the zone just above it and below it to see what information I can get from here. And now what you're seeing me do now is not actually drawing the structure, but just drawing the tops and bottoms of the structure and just removing that. And that's what you're seeing now. So it has been, it's definitely evolved. Oh, see you, Dave. Are you around in like an hour or two? Yeah, you're just going to do dinner now, aren't you?
I'm actually going to a friend's place, so I'll be back a bit later, around 4 hours from now.
4 hours from now.
I guess that would just be pre-New York. Would you be around?
Yeah, message me. We'll see how quickly we can do it before New York. Otherwise, I'll trade New York. But if it's around 4 hours from now and it's pre-New York, I'll jump on the Zoom and we'll get it sorted. I don't think it'll take too long. So message me when you get back, okay?
Yeah, we'll do. If we can't find time tonight, we'll just do it some other time. But
yeah.
I'll let you.
Cool, mate. All right, enjoy
Thanks
your
so
friend's place. See ya.
Catch you, Dave.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Have fun.
But yeah, you
I
see
made,
how.
I made a nice,
Yeah.
I made a
See you,
nice
mate.
tabbouleh for my barbecue contribution.
Oh yeah, very good. You having lamb or something with it? Lamb or beef?
Yeah, I think my friend is doing a lamb souvlaki, so I offered to do tabbouleh.
Get the tabbouleh going. Yeah,
Anyway.
good one. Catch you
All
back.
right.
See ya,
Okay, I'll
mate.
see that. Bye bye.
Yeah, have a nice weekend, David.
Thanks, Akshay. You too, mate. Thanks very much.
So you see it like how, because there has been some question marks saying like, oh, you changed your style. I didn't change my style. I just refined it. Refined it as in structure's still very much a big part of it. I'm just now looking at the wicks at the top and the bottom of the structure because I felt that's a bit more of a clear indication whether we're going to go down or not, or here. So definitely, you know, the chances are if you're pushing through wicks here, wicks here, wicks here, and wicks here, you've got 4 key points. And most likely, second structure is going, like this, just the odds. If there's wicks around this area, these areas are going to become problematic. I'll catch you, George.
So the fact that we have a gap has nothing to do with it. This little gap is not that much important to you.
You mean like I'll clear my drawings. The gap you're saying between here and here?
Yeah. Can you see my rectangle or not?
I can. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't look at it too much.
Yeah.
I think maybe
I thought that-
if it was like, if there were candles that moved like this, if it was candles that were moving like that, and I see that gap, then I'll be like, oh, you know what? I think we can come back down to that to go back up. But because there's so many wicks to the left and the right of it, what I'm getting is I'll be using these as the information, as opposed to that little gap.
Yeah.
But if it was like just clean candles up, and I see something like that, or like then I would look at that gap as something.
Yeah, so there was a very important lesson on how you were basically paying attention to this zone, and as soon as you had those reactions from this zone, you could actually pivot really quickly and see a little bit of a mistake of the draw of the zone and continuation.
Yeah, I felt that was a good adjustment on my side. Realizing the mistake and changing still got me in not a great spot, but I just had to then say my entry is not going to a good spot, but my stop loss, this is where it's like doing my zones is giving me a very clear target, very clear stop loss. Now the entry is actually not that important. It is important, it's super important, but it's also if I trust my zones properly, then all I'm doing by changing my entry is just affecting my risk reward. But my risk reward's always going to be at least 1-to-1, and I think that's good because I know that we're pretty accurate here, and we have a good risk reward, and that's like pretty rare in strategies to have excellent risk reward and excellent accuracy. Now we know people. We know people that do amazing from 1-to-1 risk reward. So if I get 1-to-1 risk reward, that's all right. I'm very happy with that still. If I can get a trade that gives me 3-to-1 or 2-to-1, then like all I had to do here, all I did here, getting that bad entry, meant that I just took on more risk because my stop, because I'm only using fixed lots, but I'm taking more risk on this trade just for a 1-to-1 trade or thereabouts. If I'm using like a 3-to-1 or 5-to-1, I can actually just you know, I've got the benefit or the luxury of being able to choose a far lower lot size.
Yeah.
To still maintain, you know, very good gains for a day. But there would be many times that I've realized the mistake and then not taken it and just let it go all the way to the target. You guys would have seen me do that heaps of times where I missed my entry and I just watched it go and go and go and go like 100 pips. So that's what I'm trying to be a bit more like, if I acknowledge my mistake early enough and everything's still valid, why, just like I'm more than comfortable than being in a trade and taking my profit just before my take profit. So I'm cutting off my potential then anyway, because I don't want to, like, you know, if I'm getting pretty close to my target, you know, I'm happy to lock in profit, but then I don't seem to do that with my entry. So if it gets a little bit away from my entry, but I'm still okay with the price action I'm seeing and I can acknowledge my mistake early enough, I don't mind getting in, you know, when it's a few pips away from my entry. It doesn't have to be super precise, as long as I think I've got, you know, an excellent chance of making a profitable trade. And this London Open period, generally there's such a good opportunity almost every day. There's no point missing out on price move 5 pips away from my entry. It's not ideal. It's definitely, like, you know, I was a little bit sloppy there missing that at the start. But in terms of, like, overall precision, I think if anyone looked at this trade on a 30-minute chart and then said, you know, given the bullishness, if we're breaking the high and that was my target, we know who the trader is, that would take that and just call it a day.
Yeah.
Whether I got in, say, here or here, if you look on the 30-minute, I did a fantastic trade. It's all about perspective.
Yeah.
And that's what comes from doing, like, your revisions each night. And I think that was what I was saying, like, you know, even yesterday, I don't get FOMO anymore. I don't get FOMO about taking the sell that we literally got from here. But then I closed it in full, more or less somewhere around here or here somewhere. I'm not sure. It was a good, you know, it closed in full as it was going down, and then all the rest I didn't take. And that's what I said in the video yesterday. But then I was like, I still need to reflect on it. I'm very happy with the trade, not going to change it, but I can learn still. Maybe I should actually think about whether I'm getting in here or here or here. On a higher time frame point of view, it still made sense to take it. It didn't make sense to adjust my stop loss just because of my entry. That doesn't make sense. But maintaining a wider stop loss and just accepting a poorer entry to still accept the same target, that makes all the sense for me. Cool. Alrighty. Well, I think I'm done. Do it. Got time still, so we can do that little. You guys, let me know what you want to look at, or do, or cover. Absolutely open to anything. Any ideas? In terms of looking for a trade, it's not really at my zones to look for a trade, so I'm not going to enter here.
Yeah, a couple of the guys asked earlier for TradingView who still use the SC2 platform, what's the closest broker to match price action?
Feed.
Oh, you mean the price feed?
Yeah. Feed.
So
He's
who's got
talking about
the
feed.
most similar price feed?
Probably FX. Probably FXCM. You mean for German? Or
Not
for?
for me,
Just for all of it. That was me that was asking Hayden.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because you want to sort of match what happens on here closer to, you know, the thing. I don't want to be like sound critical or anything, but there's so many issues that I see with like missing candles and price freezing at London Open, and then when you look back at the charts, like towards the end of the day, it's completely changed. Just ask Ivan.
Yeah.
So whether I don't even think it's potentially a data feed thing. I think it's actual server side on their side that you're going to get a very weird looking, because I've been using it at the same time as other students have been using it, and depending on which server my account was or their account was, it would look different. And we're on the exact same broker, and that was purely because their server timed out or too many people were using it, so they couldn't get the data for the candles, so it just missed the candles, and then it just created like these random candles. And it's even been times when like I've taken a specific strategy trade, and then you go back and have a look at it later on, and there was no signal where I took the trade, but there was a signal, and it took it, and it completed. But then they've actually had all the data, they've filled in all the missing candles, and now it didn't make sense whatsoever. So I would say, I'm not really sure if you're going to find a data feed that's the same. If that's the reason why you're getting weird price action, it's not the data feed that's the issue.
But I think after what we discussed last night, I think I might move over at some point, probably by the end of the year, just to, because I've only got 600 in that account anyway, so I might as well just start a new brokerage account.
Yeah.
I will suggest go with any proper broker, Stone or IC Market, anyone which you like. Just go with them instead of going with these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ivan had the prop account with them, and it was almost every single day. And I think this is what's slowing down some of Ivan's progress, is because he's like trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. And you're just going to, like, how do you do that? You got to go crazy. And like he would be like, "Where's the price action?" And like he was like, "Oh, I couldn't take that trade." And then he looks at the end, or a few hours later, he's like, "That was the setup." And it's like you're never sure though if you can't see it when it's happening, or then you look at it afterwards and you're like, "Oh, it's right there," but the actual thing was it wasn't there when you were looking.
Yeah, and some of my issues actually make sense now that you say that, because there's times where I'm sure that, you know, that there wasn't something there and didn't take it, and there was, and vice versa. If something was there and I took it, and then I've looked back and gone, hang on a second.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion, Simon. People have had similar issues. Just take a screenshot at the time you take your trade. Just for your own benefit, as well as being able to review it later.
I was talking to Hayden the other night, and I think it was Tuesday. Monday was fine. I picked up like 4 of the 5 movements that happened on German 40, and then the next night, I think 3 of the 4 trades that I'd put in didn't trigger when they hit the buy-in mark, and they just sort of disappeared. And I was like, hang on a sec, what happened?
Yeah.
Sometimes the spread widens too, so just be careful of that too. Yeah,
spread widens, but I think also it is it's missing data, or it's filling in data, or it's there's issues there.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get, like, if that was closing, see in the last 20 seconds, that 5 minute was going to create a beautiful resistance from the top. I thought maybe we could have got a decent push. It might still be
I think
there,
we
but-
can still push to the downside because this is
Yeah,
a
I'm
single
shorting
candle
it.
Oh
manipulation.
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to take that.
If price able to break the previous 5-minute low, then probably we will continue pushing downside.
We've got a beautiful area there for it to at least target. That's 20 odd pips away. But
So do you reckon that area is a resistance?
well,
Sorry, a support.
this down here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's a support. I'm going to say though it's liquidity left behind.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a support.
Yeah.
This is a resistance. Now, because we're above the resistance, then that's a support as well. But
Yeah.
this is not a support. This is a liquidity. So the only buyers that were inside of this candle. So there's most likely
Yeah.
going to be residual buy orders left over. Because that was it's an imbalance. It's a when you see imbalances,
Oh,
price.
yeah. I'm looking at the 5-minute thing. I was like, mine looks different here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I think it's nice to then just sort of say, imbalance, liquidity left behind, and then treat when you've got rejections. This is resistance. This is support.
Yeah.
I will. You will hear me say like it's something that I picked up from a friend, saying like, this is a support candle. This is a confirmation of a support candle, as well. Doesn't mean that this is the higher support now, but if this candle was the support candle because it broke the candle to the low, we didn't really.
Yeah, that's just.
We didn't like create a high quality support because we haven't yet had a retest to confirm it, but we have had a push away, which confirmed that this was at least a support candle. So there's a good chance that we could retest this area and push back. But this one here, I don't call this a confirmed support. I call this as a liquidity left behind.
Yeah.
So that's why you can use indicator. You can clearly see imbalance candle.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think as well, I mean, this is just me as well. I really like these indicators because they make your job a lot quicker and easier to navigate through things. But there's definitely a benefit to training your eye to spot them without relying on the indicator as well. So do like flick back and forth between them, use the indicator, also try spot levels as well, and then go, because like if you can spot, if your eyes will just naturally gravitate towards specific areas, and then but your eyes will also miss some things which the indicator should pick up. But if you can get like a general framework already of areas that you like, and then have something that overlays to confirm the stuff, I think that can be the best part of the world, both worlds.
And there is nothing wrong with using indicators if it is using it for if you are using it for the extra confirmation. A lot of people say that don't use indicator. It's just if you are profitable with any indicators, then you don't have to worry about whatever anyone else is saying anything about that. Don't use indicator.
Yeah, I think the whole thing about don't use indicators comes from that what people will use is often they'll have a bunch of EMAs, they'll have MACD, they'll have stochastic, they'll have RSI, they'll have like so many things in their charts that isn't going to align very easily. And because of most of these indicators, they absorb the information that price action was doing, and a lot of the time they'll tell you what price has done, whereas price action will often tell you what's going to happen ahead of time. Price action is the most leading indicator that you can have, apart from like anticipating fundamentals. So if you want to be up to date, then price action is by far, you want to use that rather than trying to get direction based on like 50 indicators. Offer dinner. hubby's getting pretty good at it. Advice and learning. Good. See you tomorrow. Could be a little late. Oh yeah, it's going to be recorded as well, Debbie. Great to have you here. I know you're just going to like sit and absorb for a while. And as actually I was saying, this style, it takes a bit to learn. But it's just little by little, you know. You got heaps of like hours and hours and hours of different things in the study in the G drive to go through. Of course, most of it is contained with those concise videos, but then all the rest is just, you know, adds a bit more detail to it all. So enjoy. If you got need anything, any help, just let me know.
Hayden, yesterday you were talking to somebody about getting MT5 working on a Mac. Did you have any luck with that?
So he was running. It was Dave. No, it was Tom that was asking.
Was it?
So Tom is Mac, I believe, and you can get a program called Parallels, which runs Windows on it. And then you're just like a normal, but I think with maybe George can confirm with me. Oh, he's gone as well. Or maybe Jim knows that brokers will have MT5s for like that you can download for Mac, so you don't need to worry about Parallels. Some programs.
I've downloaded. It's a pain. I've got Windows main computers, but then the laptop is a Mac.
Okay.
And it won't allow me to download the what do they call them?
MetaTrader.
No, it allows me to download that, but the help stuff on the left that it tells you to what are they called? Expert something?
Oh, expert advisors.
Yeah, those. It won't, on the Mac, I can't get it to download. Whereas I have got them on the
issues with Hayden.
What was that, Glenn?
It sounds like what mine was doing the same thing. I ended up just giving up and buying a PC.
I can see myself doing that.
Yeah, Alan.
Oh mate, best decision I ever made.
Alan's saying you might have to allow downloads from unpublished developers. So it might be a security setting. I use PCs now, but I've got an old Mac, and everything I've tested on it, I've been able to get it on the MacBook.
I think it's the new mate.
It's just not as easy as PC.
No.
But they definitely can do it. So, you know, buying a new computer just for that program is probably, I wouldn't recommend.
Yeah.
I had the same issues with smart charts trying to use a Mac. It was just
really? Smart charts is cloud-based as well.
Yeah, I don't know why. Well, they kept blaming it on the Mac, so I got a PC.
What is that issue?
Yeah, if
Of course it was.
Yeah, it was the Mac. I kept getting told. I was like, it's a brand new Mac. No, I'm like, okay. So I just got a laptop.
Yeah. So, what were you going to say, actually?
Yeah, I'm just saying if smart chart, these people don't understand anything. Like they just blame the Mac that you can find another PC. We are not gonna do anything.
Yeah. The thing is that what annoy me is that they'll say clear your cache. So I clear my cache, and then it's like, you just like now I've got to log back into everything and real pain, and it didn't help. The shortcut is if you really wanted to, and you've got you can, like what I've got here is I run a VPS, so virtual private server as well, and that's where I run a lot of the robot. Okay, so this is this costs me like $10 a month to run. And this is like if you were on a Mac, you could actually log into the VPS, which is Windows based, and then just have like, you know, use this as the PC that you log into.
Yeah.
And it could be quite quick as well. So yeah. So that's like the little workaround. If you can't get it working on a Mac, you can actually just get the VPS and download and treat this as your desktop. It's slow, right? It's slower, but it's perfectly fine for trading on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like browsing and trying to play games or anything like that. On the VPS doesn't work, but for trading, it does the job.
So what was the configuration of this one?
This one here.
Yeah.
You mean the who's it with?
Windows. Yeah, Windows configuration.
Oh,
I
think it's. What do they get?
Just go to the File Explorer. Open that File Explorer. Right over here. Here.
Oh.
And go to the this PC. Just click. Normal click and right click here. Here. Normal here. And go to the properties.
Windows Server Edition.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so these
Hey
guys.
Simon, it's Dr. Hunt. Hope you're doing really well. The semen analysis had 1,000 dead ones, which means you should.
Not again.
Not again.
Hey, what kind of running, mate?
That's quite good.
$10 per month. How many months can you? Yeah, that's it.
$10 a month for that.
Wow.
No, it was that sort of fly.
So the good one about this server, if you're with Pepperstone, I was using the Pepperstone one for a long time, and it was free with them, and then I was trying this one as a cheaper alternative for other people because the one from Pepperstone, based on volume, they give it to me for free. Based on Oh, okay. Gotcha, Ivan. Yeah. Based on Pepperstone was, they give it to me for free, and then the one that I get for free is like $50 a month. So that's a bit too expensive. So I was looking at cheaper alternatives that I could recommend, and that one there was, I don't remember what they are, but what they are is $10 a month, and you can choose the server, many locations around the world, and you just pick the one that's closest to New York, because then you're going to have super low latency. Super low. Alright, well, we're just about to push up into this my daily target. Yeah, okay. Catch you, Al. You there tomorrow? Awesome. How's the hand? The finger? Pretty good now? Yeah, good one. Yeah, alright. Cool. Well, I think I might call it there as well. You guys all happy with that? Happy with today's session?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Mate.
Welcome.
Thanks for that, mate. I'll try and catch you tomorrow afternoon.
Sounds good. Pretty smooth move.
I'm going to go get the organised and I'll jump on with you actually later.
Yeah. Sure.
Awesome.
I should be on tonight as well, actually.
Yeah, see you, man. See you later.
Yeah, mate.
Cool.
Thanks, Hayden.
Right,
Enjoy.
Welcome, guys.
I'll see you Monday. I'll see you tomorrow.
Brilliant.
Okay.
I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm going to have the afternoon off.
Awesome. You deserve it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Great one.
After that 500 pips, you don't have to do anything for the rest of the month.
Just beat up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you all. If you ever, if you need help, got any questions that you want to ask, tag me in the Discord. I'll be there to help. All right. Otherwise, have a nice little break between now and NY. If you're going to trade NY, be safe. Hold onto that cash with both hands. Don't let it go. Don't let it go. Only use profits. If you're going to risk anything, risk profits. Don't risk more capital. Yeah. All right, actually, best of luck, buddy. I'll see you in NY as well. I'll be there.
Yeah. See you everyone.
Catch you, fellas.
See you guys.
Bye.
Everybody.